Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clear Start Mondays. I'm John Heyman, a mental fitness coach, and tonight, your host. Each Monday, we do three simple things. We ground our nervous system, we write through a few direct questions, and you leave with one clear move for the week. You will not be put on the spot. You don't have to turn on your camera. You don't even have to share anything out loud. This is not group therapy. It's not a hustle session. It's not a motivational speech. This is a reset. You are here to be a human with a pen and a piece of paper and a nervous system that's probably tired. Tonight's theme is the pressure of interpretation. Before we talk about anything, before we think about anything, just let your body arrive. Take a breath. Let the air around you go into your lungs and fill you up, then exhale out of your mouth. I want to invite you to close your eyes. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice your big toe on one foot. Locate your big toe on the other foot. See if you can find your pinky toes. Go ahead and wiggle all of your toes. In this moment, I would like to invite you to notice where your body is touching whatever you're sitting on. Unclench your jaw. Relax your face and skull. Roll your shoulders and then let them drop. Go ahead and take one long, slow breath in through your nose. Notice the sensation of air as it hits your nostrils. Pause briefly at the top of your next breath and exhale gently through your mouth. Notice the sensation of air as it leaves your lips. Excellent. Most people start their week already reacting, already solving, already bracing. If that was you before you came in, that's okay. Nothing has gone wrong. This is the grounding practice that we do every week, and it's how we set the pace for clarity. There's nothing to achieve tonight. There's nothing to perform. You don't need to be on. If you're comfortable, keep your eyes closed. But I want to invite you to a visualization. Imagine your mind as a snow globe. Inside the glass, thoughts, your worries, the stress, things outside of your control, other people's moods, the what ifs in your life. They're snowflakes inside of your globe. And all week long, that snow globe has been getting stirred up without us realizing it. Every notification, every responsibility, every demand, every shift of attention, every interaction you've taken on emotionally, every moment that you felt rushed, behind, or overwhelmed is a flake swirling. I want to invite you to picture setting that snow globe down gently, easily, hands off, no effort, just stillness. Watch the pieces float and fall, one by one. Let them settle, each piece gently drifting down and resting on the bottom. Notice the moment that the last flake falls. The water has become clear, not because we forced anything, but because we stopped stirring. If your globe hasn't settled yet, that's okay. You didn't do it wrong. We're just noticing. Now ask yourself quietly, what am I carrying into this session that I do not need right now? Whatever comes up for you, name it. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to understand it. Just admit that you're carrying it, and for this session, gently set it down beside you. Tonight, we're working with something subtle but incredibly influential: the pressure of interpretation. Most people assume pressure comes from circumstances, from deadlines and responsibilities. Other people can certainly feel like pressure, and so can uncertainty. But pressure is often generated somewhere much closer, not from what's happening, but from what our mind decides that things mean. Two people can have experience, two people can experience the same events and have completely different internal reactions because the nervous system does not respond directly to situations. It responds to interpretations, to the meaning that's assigned, to the story that's constructed, to the prediction that's implied. A delayed email becomes something's wrong, I'm behind, or they're upset. A neutral comment becomes I messed up, they're judging me. An unfinished task becomes I can't relax, I should be further. The body reacts not to reality, but to the mind's explanation of reality. Tonight is about noticing this mechanism, not to stop interpretation, but to recognize how quickly the mind converts neutral events into sources of tension. So go ahead and grab something to write with, and it's the same rules every week. We're not looking for the right answer, we're looking for the honest answer. Question 1. Think of a moment of pressure or stress from the past few days. Something small is fine. Now ask, what actually happened? Separate the event from your interpretation of it. Write down the raw situation without the story, just the facts. I'm going to put a few minutes on the timer here and give us some focus music. Think of a moment of pressure or stress from the past few days. What were the facts about what happened? Not your interpretation, what actually happened. Just about a minute ago here. A moment of pressure or stress from the past few days. Something small. And just ask what actually happened. Got about 30 seconds here. Excellent. Question 2. What meaning did your mind immediately add to this story? What did it assume? What did it predict? What conclusion appeared automatically? Write down the interpretation layer. Put 3 more minutes back on here. Maybe. There we go. What meaning did your mind immediately add? What did it assume? What did it predict? What conclusion appeared automatically? What meaning did your mind immediately add to that moment of stress that you wrote down? What did it assume? What did it predict? What conclusion appeared automatically? Awesome. Question 3. Can you imagine a different interpretation of the same event? Not forced positivity, just a different, plausible explanation. I'm going to put 3 minutes back up on the board, and we're going to write one alternative meaning that your mind can choose. Imagine a different interpretation of this event. A different, plausible explanation. Write one alternative meaning your mind could have chosen. It's about 1.5 minutes to go here. Imagine a different interpretation of the same event. Write one alternative meaning your mind could have chosen. All right. I want to name the core insight that we've just explored together. Our nervous system does not distinguish sharply between an external threat and a mentally constructed one. When the mind assigns negative meaning, the body reacts as if something real is happening. Tension, urgency, tightening, all inside of us. Not because circumstances demanded it, but because our interpretation of the events triggered it. Seeing this does not eliminate pressure, but it does restore perspective. Not everything that feels stressful is inherently stressful. What stories is your mind telling you? Our anchor phrase this week is about loosening the grip of interpretation. Choose something simple and stabilizing. You could respond to yourself by saying, that is one interpretation, when you notice that you've told yourself a story. Or you could even say, that story may not be the event. You could say, meaning is not fixed. You could even say, I can allow other explanations. Whichever one resonates for you or one of your own choosing. Use this when you notice pressure rising around our assumptions and the story that our mind has assigned and our interpretations. Tonight, you did something that most people never did. You took a look at how your mind assigns those interpretations. Most pressure feels like reality, but much of it begins as interpretation itself, manufactured by the meaning that we place on a moment and not necessarily the events. Your attention this week is simple. When pressure appears, ask yourself, what are the facts that happened? And what did my mind add? That question alone often softens unnecessary tension. This is the rhythm of Clear Start Mondays. We reset, we write, and you leave with one clear move. If, as you keep coming to Clear Start Mondays, you notice you want to go deeper into this work, the mind's own habit system is where we systematically unwind the mental loops that keep you stuck and build new ones that actually support you. If you want a structured framework behind your mental fitness, I'm also a positive intelligence coach. We use the saboteur assessment to quickly identify what's running your system and simple daily practices to help you step out of stress patterns as they arise. And if you want focused, personal support, I also offer one-on-one coaching where we work directly with what's happening in your life right now. But for tonight, you don't have to decide anything. Just know that those doors exist for you if and when you're ready. Your attention this week is simple. Notice the moment that you feel relief and acknowledge it with your anchor sentence. You don't need to do this perfectly. Just once on purpose is enough. I believe in you, and I trust your capacity to keep choosing what supports you. I'll see you next Monday.